Oh, did you see Sinners?
I did.
What'd you think?
I just was so excited. I immediately came home and Googled everything about it. It's like it made me want to know more about it. I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was so good.
They're doing a good job of putting out all the answers too.
Yeah.
Like Ryan Coogler is doing so many in-depth interviews. Like I'm like, I pretty much have the answer to everything I need and more. Really, at this point.
At one point, I noticed there was always like 2 hawks or something, or 3 hawks, and I was like, I'm gonna remember that later. I'm gonna Google that.
Oh,
there
really?
were birds and like all the frames.
Oh, the vultures.
Yeah.
There was vultures on the house in the beginning when he killed the first 2.
And following the car too.
Yeah, and the vultures just followed the whole plot through the movie because they're like following the death basically.
Okay, that makes so. What is the vulture theory? What did you find out?
Oh, I didn't actually do it. I haven't done any of the work.
You just went to vulture.com and you were like, think.
Where I spend all my time.
I think that's like less of a theory, more of just like a nice touch. By Ryan Coogler. Like there's just so many little details like that.
Yeah, but you're saying they're being very like publishing their works cited, kind of just being like, this is the deal.
The
with
reference points and
Yeah, I think because there was so much like symbolism and what does this mean in the movie that like in all of his interviews they're like, so what does this mean? What does this mean? And so he's just like very honestly and happy to answer every single question that someone has. Like
that seems like one of the 2 good ways to be. I feel like the two good ways to be are just like, no, this is what I was going for, or the David Lynch of like, who knows the mystery of the mind. Like,
it's all been about the bomb the whole time.
Yeah, like we, on the way home from watching it, like I was like, I wonder why like he made the vampire Irish. Mm-hmm. And then like we were home and I was like going on TikTok and I had the answer in like 5 minutes. And then same thing with like the Asian like grocery store clerks where you're like, is that like historically accurate? And then we literally found like a PBS like documentary clip. Like everything was so on point. Like he really researched everything.
Yeah. There's a woman we work with who she thinks the kids call everything Easter eggs.
Yeah.
She's like, whatever's in a movie is an Easter egg. She goes, no, that's just like well written.
Yeah.
I did a whole rant about this to him the other day. I did a whole thing about like people have completely like they're becoming so like media illiterate and just illiterate in general that like now symbolism is called Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Like people being like, this is an Easter egg. It's like, that is symbolism. That is
a literary device.
Just foreshadowing.
God has gone on vacation. God's been gone for so long. God has gone on vacation. Will he be coming back? Will he be coming back? Will he be coming back? Will he be coming back?
Welcome to the Big Hollywood Table Read, the only podcast where our guests and Caitlin cold read sketches they have never seen before, and also John cold read sketches he wrote and forgot that he wrote.
That's like when I buy a snack and put it in the freezer, and then 5 days later I'm like, oh, Reese's.
Easter egg.
John's always like, whoever wrote this must have been pretty handsome. I am your host, Tom. With me, as always, is my co-host, Caitlin. Say hi, Caitlin. Hi. And with me, as always, is big Hollywood executive and / guy from Memento, John Farrell. He's just covered in tattoos, reminding himself of who he is.
All the money sign, yeah. That's all the money sign.
It's just looking down, you are very rich, being like, cool.
My social security number's on there somewhere.
Remember to fire Steven Spielberg.
Fuck. That was dated 1989.
He could have saved us so many things.
And with us this week is our wonderful guest returning for the second time, or returning for the first time, on the show for the second time, is Carly. Hi, Carly.
Got there. Hi.
We are over-explaining and under-delivering every week here on the Hollywood Table Read. Let's jump into our first sketch. I'm very excited for this week's crop. John, we're going to have you play AM Ann on this. Caitlin, you play FM Frank. And Carly, you're owner.
Okay.
We're in a radio station. We open on an FM radio disc jockey. They're going to confront their mortal enemy, and that adversary ain't censorship. It's the owner of the radio station. These two fucking hate each other.
Well, if it isn't the best FM disc jockey from here to Belgium.
Oh, hey, man. Sorry, I forgot because it's so easy to forget. What are your credits again?
Sure, everyone who's lucky enough to sit in European traffic knows FM Frank, but I still sign your check.
Yeah, you're mighty with the pin, but if it wasn't for me and FM radio, you wouldn't have a pool with its own volleyball court in the middle.
Give me a break. It came with the house. Plus, you don't even respect the dials. I heard about your plan.
What plan?
Your plan to have your ashes / cremated remains dumped all over the mixing board of this prestigious FM radio station.
Hey, I respect the institution of frequency modulation.
Then why are you trying to scatter your ashes across my frequency? Who do you think you are, the Beatles?
No, I'm barely even British.
Exactly. You're third chair in the Electric Light Orchestra.
Look, I don't know if there's a heaven, but I know there's an FM dial. I belong there, and that's where I'm going.
Oh, that is such bullshit. I went to heaven on my last vacation. It just cost a lot, and I have the expensive pictures to prove it.
Those photos are altered.
I wouldn't be worrying about the art of photography if I was you, because you have a visitor.
Much like the Lord, the radio station owner does not walk alone. AMN and enters.
Great. Great. The person who thinks there's money in the xylophone is here.
There's money in the long game.
I told Anne about your dying wish.
Trust me, the only thing dying is FM radio.
There's no proof of that, you mono-mix bastard.
Yes, there is proof, you fucking idiot. NASA did a study. Ashes being scattered across FM radio mixers are making the signal fuzzier.
Inconclusive.
Conclusive as hell. And all those listeners are heading to AM with Ann, who is me.
Then why do you care? What's bad for me is good for you.
I'm in full support of this. I'll scatter your ashes right now.
Fuck, I thought you'd be on my side. This has totally backfired.
No, FM Frank is my sworn enemy. In fact, I have a dartboard with his face in every room of my mansion and my 2 beach houses.
Wow, thank you for supporting my dream of living by the beach, even if it's in dartboard form.
Yeah, you got it, man. I fucking hate you.
We don't even have a successful AM and FM radio division. I'm going to have to return my butlers. Then who will clean my car? Not my gardener, I'll tell you that. He said no.
None of this is my fucking problem, man. If I go to Valhalla, I gotta get my ground up cremains dumped into your studio.
Absolutely not. Per the goddamn contract we have, you'll be buried in the Radio Hall of Fame in Normandy, and you're going to fucking like it.
That's it. I'm calling my lawyer.
And we have the same lawyer, which makes it a double lawsuit.
Well, good thing I called 100 of lawyers
Sorry.
to
my bad.
attack my enemies.
100 lawyers storm in.
100 of lawyers.
100
lawyers.
lawyers storm in like a swarm of really smart, high-achieving locusts. They're all there to kill Frank and Anne.
Hey, man, this could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Incorrect. I still fucking hate you.
This is actually what most of my friendships are like.
The FM dials remain free of ashes until the reckoning comes. Fiend scene. I messed up a couple things there. I said AM and Anters.
And you named him Anne Frank. I got to the end and I was like, is he going to say Anne Frank?
Did we talk about that yesterday? About how is this like an Anne Frank thing? Oh, no. I said, did you just reverse Frank FM and make it FM Frank? Because that's already a radio station.
And I said, and the response was way dumber than we thought. I was like, ooh, what's FM? What's a word, name that begins with F? And I was like, Frank it is. And I was and there we
Nailed
go.
it. High five and a million angels. We got some time on the FM dial yesterday. I love the radio. It's such a weird place because in so many ways it's the exact same as it was in the 90s, which is weird in its own way, but it's also like flailing and advertising. Like most of it's an advertisement for a podcast now, which is like strange. But we listened to Bloomberg yesterday and we listened to a guy talking about the markets. And I was like, I would love this job. Being on Bloomberg Radio, the guy literally just went, one thing people are always going to need, it's energy. People are using energy. No matter what they do, they're using it. And I was like, I need this job. That seems...
Stating the most obvious thing that's literally at the core of the universe. Yes, obviously energy is going to be used always.
It sounds like he's on the tip of a breakdown, though. He's like mental energy, physical, emotional energy.
Some people spend their energy away from their husband.
Yeah.
And they deprive him. Caitlin, you want to talk about our trip to the movies yesterday?
Oh, you went to the movies again?
We did go to the movies.
Basically, we went out to eat at the movies.
Oh.
Because we went to go see
Fight or Flight.
Fight or flight.
Oh, is that the bullet train on a plane?
Yeah, Josh
Yes.
Hartnett killing a bunch of people on a
Yeah,
plane.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
like
yeah,
sold. You know.
But here's the thing: is that doesn't come out until next week.
Oh,
Turns out,
okay.
yeah.
Because I was gonna say we just saw a preview for that.
Yeah, we do have tickets for the Thursday show.
So he showed up, and also a little context, a little background. Me and Tom yesterday got up at like 6:30 in the morning, went to play tennis at 7 a.m. Then we ran around with Bo in the hockey court thing.
Oh, you
next,
did. I sat
either
at a
way.
bench and watched Caitlin chase the dog in circles.
Then we walked uphill a lot at the Arboretum. And then we were like, let's purchase tickets to a movie and go to the movies.
Well, your energy was
Caitlin's-
at an
And
all-time low.
our brains were cooked. I was like delirious. Like I was like laughing at nothing.
So that is all true, but I also just don't know how to use Fandango. That's also I have done
That's
this.
the other
I've
side
done
of
this
this.
before. The UX is confusing. I buy tickets for the wrong thing. I'm usually thinking about something else while I do it. I'm pretty dumb. I'm
Yeah.
done.
That's why I
So-
got called movie phone.
We we went to the movies. We had a chicken sandwich, some
Breakneck.
fries.
We like drive there. Like we're like going in, eating, getting the beer fast as possible.
And then we realized that the movie was next week, so we came home and I kept my cinnamon pretzels and we watched a movie here.
Great.
But it was like going to the front,
Dinner and a movie. Just real far apart.
like going back and realizing I'm just there for no reason.
Yeah.
And then sitting in the food court and just being like, God damn it. We drove here. Like,
I think my favorite part though is we were sitting there like finishing our food because there was no movie to go to, and like he had like a beer that it was like maybe like 1/4 done. He was like, and I ordered the wrong beer, so this sucks.
let's do another sketch. I'm a moron. The Generals.
Yay.
Oh, yeah. And Carly, you will play the Attorney General. Caitlin, you will play the Surgeon General. And John, you will be Yokel.
You're the most yokel fucking person I've ever met.
Get his ass.
I like how you even like highlighted it in yellow. It's really egg themed, you know.
Totally. I'm just like Ryan Coogler.
You're on
I'm
another
like,
level.
I'm like
The
there's
details.
there's vultures.
The Easter
in
eggs.
this. Yeah. I'm like the damn bunny. They say an army. Thank you. They say an army. I'm okay. They say an army is worth its best general. Well, a car is worth the number of generals inside. The Attorney General and Surgeon General are speeding down the highway in a rented Kia. Attorney General is driving, and they're bickering like it's been a long road trip.
We need gas. Did I already say we need gas before?
You said we needed gas.
And then you didn't remind me.
Hey, dickhead, my job is to protect the health and safety of the United States, not babysit some law school flunky.
I'm the top law enforcement agent in the country.
Surgery is cooler. People like doctors. Nobody brags about going to court.
Hey, buddy, ever heard of Aaron Sorkin?
Only every minute of this goddamn car ride.
Well, good thing one of us knows how to drive.
Can we just listen to the radio?
We tried that. It's all country music and NPR.
Well, I personally enjoy the comedic stylings of Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
That's why you're a fucking psychopath.
It's called culture. Guess they don't teach that in law school.
Culture is an elective course, and I'd like to say you passed the bar.
As the Surgeon General, I will command my medical forces against you.
Well, my army of lawyers are prepared for any kind of combat, and these guys are jacked.
My divisions of surgeons are so scared.
Oh, like addicted to amphetamines jacked.
But the people are with me. I'm on every single pack of cigarettes sold in this country, and people love cigarettes.
Yeah, well, I have a pretty good chance of being on Dancing with the Stars when this is all over. So suck on that, Dr. Jerk.
For the last time, Dr. Jerk is not my name.
Did you know I could have you assassinated by federal marshals right now but I don't because I'm nice.
Not true. I saw that movie. Those guys are not allowed to do that. Tommy Lee Jones would get so pissed.
I could pay them to do it on the side, like as a contractor.
That sounds expensive.
But I'm making that general money, baby.
Well, my scalpel is a full bird kernel, so eat shit, law boy. Also, look, there's a rest stop.
The Attorney General cuts the wheel and they pull into a gas station. A local yokel comes up to the window to take their gas order.
Hi, how are you?
Fill it up regular, please.
Fascinated, the gas station attendant pushes back whatever shit-kicker hat he's wearing and leans down to get a better look at both generals.
I know you guys from somewhere, right?
Just fill it regular, please.
Aren't you the AG, the head of Department of Justice?
Yes, that's right. Good to see you.
Sir, it's just, frankly, it's an honor.
I'm also the Surgeon General, not as famous, but way more important to the health of our nation.
Thank you for your service as well, Mr. General.
You recognize me as well?
No, but I read your name tag.
You do have a name tag, Pete.
It's true. The Surgeon General is wearing a "My Name Is" sticker that says Pete with a Surgeon General of the United States written in parentheses. This guy is like a walking LinkedIn profile.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
You put it on this morning.
So you said regular gas? Unleaded?
That's right. Can you hurry up?
Hey, I'll take my damn time.
Yeah, because you work at a gas station.
A thing that is totally beneath military-style executives like us.
The two generals high five, which pisses the yokel off.
You cocky son of a bitch. You know what?
The previously meek yokel rips off his shit-kicking hat to reveal a military beret that reads Salvation Army.
Oh, shit. This guy's in the Salvation Army.
We're sorry, sir. I had no idea, really. This is on us.
Tan Hut
Now the generals are saluting the yokel from their car.
Sorry, sir.
Yes, sir.
and soldiers. Would you like a complimentary squeegee of your windshield?
Yes,
sir.
The Salvation Army General Yokel does a great job with the windshield and gets a generous tip for the effort. Fiend scene. Everybody is friends.
I actually saw a clip the other day that had like a Salvation Army soldier person in it. Like they were wearing like a soldier uniform, and I was like, they have actual soldiers? What? I like straight up thought they were a thrift store.
Yeah, that must have been for the commercial.
Maybe. I have no clue what it was for.
What's
But
the
it blew my mind.
You just saw a troop?
It might have just been like, no, it said Salvation Army on there.
Oh no.
But it could just be like a costume. Like
What's
Yeah.
that boot camp like? Just folding T-shirts
you
all
have
day?
you have to flip the sign, you know what I mean? They teach you all the cool tricks.
Salvation Army boot camp would be like you have to wait in a line for 2 hours, but it only has 3 people in it. That's like
That's to be a customer.
that's the Salvation Army to me, is just being like, oh, there's only 2 people in this line. I think I'll be getting out of here. And then like days are passing, the sun is rising and setting.
They have one of those like inflatable like tube guys, and someone's like, he gets a pension.
Yeah.
It's actually the colonel.
I like that.
We know there's a colonel for KFC, so do they have soldiers?
True.
Yeah, why does Kentucky just get to make people colonels? Is there
I mean, militia maybe.
right? But like Michigan has a militia, they don't make people colonels.
They
That's
don't?
a great question.
They did it with like Sturgill Simpson and stuff. It's like a knighting that they do in
Yeah.
Kentucky, where they're just like,
Right, it's kind of
you're
like
a colonel now.
Yeah.
like how they do in England or whatever.
Right.
I mean, it seems to be like seems like it was like an old thing they did because KFC colonel was made an honorary Kentucky colonel in 1935 by the governor of
That's
Kentucky.
Dodgy.
I mean, I guess what I like about that is that
Was he in Sinners?
after he was gunned down by Michael B. Jordan. But
Which
I think
one, though?
smoke or stab. But I just think that making people an honorary like military guy or something is like something that you'd expect all 50 states to
Sure.
do or 0. And
Yeah.
it's pretty cool we have 1. It's just like making people into colonels.
You know, they have a big like KFC celebration in Louisville every year. They have the Colonel Parade where everyone dresses as the Colonel.
Oh my God, I love that.
And they walk down Market Street, everyone dressed as the Colonel, and they have this big, just one float with this giant like paper mache head of the
That's
Colonel.
awesome.
It is
I thought you were gonna say the giant paper mache head of a chicken.
No, it's both
His
are
enemy.
creepy.
And then they kill Ronald McDonald.
There's a sacrifice at
Yeah,
the end.
they guillotine the Burger King.
Yeah, go back to Paris, pal.
It is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Maybe
It's
like feels strange to see.
Yeah, I bet.
it's like Stalinist. It's like
And it's-
it's got like a weird
like-
oh, you have a cult of personality. Nice.
Yeah,
Like,
and
great.
it's like this like weird thing that just kind of stuck. But I feel like it's stuck with like just like weird artists, and it's like in the area where a lot of like artists like live and work.
yeah.
And so I feel like people are just like they come to it with trying to do like the most like creative, weird, like version of the Colonel costume. Like I saw someone like on the big like stilts, the giant stilts.
Yeah.
And he had this like super weird, creepy like paper mache costume on top of him. It like looked like something out of like James and the Giant Peach.
Talk about like getting a lot of mileage out of just having a look.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like that guy, whenever he put on and I think probably the 70s or something, but when he actually put on the thing with like the big lapels and like the Colonel costume, like I wonder if it clicked in a way where everyone knew, where they were like, we're gonna sell, like they saw him, he like put on the glasses and they were like, we're gonna sell so much fucking chicken. Like,
We're gonna win that
It's
war.
like a reverse Superman Clark Kent. He put the glasses on and we're like, fuck.
he pulled the chicken from the stone. Like he was chosen. All right, everyone's mad at me. Let's do another sketch. I always know it's time to do a sketch when everyone is avoiding eye contact with me. Okay, yeah, this next one is written by Zack Norton. So it is a schizoid nightmare. Let's see. Carly, you play Captain. Caitlin, you play Steven.
Okay.
And
Okay.
John, you play Big Lady.
Okay.
I'm really
Good
I'm
job
only-
handing those out.
I'm only laughing at the name of the guy. All right. The only thing fire knows is destruction, but there are men and women who wear huge suspenders in order to stop it. There's a terrible blaze in New York City, and 2 firefighters are deciding who will climb the staircase to the 14th floor.
All right. So we have a big lady with a hairy mole, her dog, and some jewelry on the 14th floor. You're going to go up to get all of it.
No problem, Captain. You know, I joined the fire department because of a Ren and Stimpy episode.
You did. I still don't care.
Well, it looks pretty smoky in here. In there. It looks pretty smoky in there. How do I make sure I get to the 14th floor?
You can't. It's too difficult to tell which floor you're actually on.
Captain, come on. I can count. I didn't fake that part of my firefighter's test.
It doesn't matter. The people who built this building, they get real superstitious after floor 12, so they start naming things weird.
Captain, what are you telling me here?
You can't trust the signs or the placards. It's all a lie, and with the smoke and the flames...
Give it to me straight, boss. I need a fire hose of truth from you.
Look, floor 14 is maybe floor 13, or maybe not, but if that lady and her mole and the jewelry or whatever are going to survive that fire...
Steven suddenly realizes his predicament and flips out at his supervising captain, suspenders and all.
How can I fucking do that if I have no idea what floor I'm on?
Exactly. You don't even want to know what's going on in skyscrapers that go up past floor 70.
Major explosions and backdraft noises come exploding out of the house, in the background and the foreground, honestly.
God damn it, there's no time.
Then why is everyone mislabeling floors to fuck with firefly? Okay. Then why is everyone mislabeling floors to fuck with firefighters? A lot of F's there.
Yeah, sorry. Captain looks over each suspender before pulling Steven in close for a little firefighter hush-hush.
Keep this under your helmet, but it's the air tank gang.
What in the goddamn hell is the air tank gang?
If the guys don't know what floor they're on, they get panicked. Start breathing fast.
Shit. So the air tank gang gets to sell us more air tanks.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Seems more like a multi-level marketing scheme.
Don't get me started on their skincare products.
I was going to say, you look great, Captain.
Suddenly, the big lady they're supposed to be saving starts shouting out the window of the burning building.
Hey, you fucking idiots! Is someone gonna save me and my dog and all my priceless jewelry?
Hey, shut up, lady. We're having an important conversation.
Also, bring Nair. I need to do some hair removal before I'm on the local news.
Ma'am, please calm down. We're trying to figure out which floor you're on.
Is this about the air tank gang?
It
It's
is
about the air tank gang.
I think they're so cool. I even have a calendar with all my favorite air tank fellas.
People are fans of the air tank gang?
They love them. Can't get enough of those oxygen hustling gangsters.
Burn in hell, lady. Also, the building you're in, whatever particular floor you happen to occupy, I don't even care.
That's not true. He kind of cares. His feelings are just hurt.
Hang on. I'm coming down to smooch some air tank fellas. Catch my dog and all my stuff.
Big lady throws her dog out the window, shimmies down the drain pipe faster than Fred Astaire on mid-century greenies. She can really move. Fiend scene. I think firefighters are have a particularly funny place in our society because it's like they're like cops, but obviously they're just fighting fires, and also they're just. Well, I mean, they're like cops without,
big deal.
without like a ton of baggage.
Yeah.
People aren't just like, but the fires. And they're also like sexy fundraisers or whatever. Like they have the calendars.
Yeah.
And then like they always have the boot out in front of the fire station where they're like raising money for something or other.
Yeah.
And then it's also where you leave babies. I don't know. It's just like it's a very specific role.
Dalmatians only. Inside.
Yeah. The whole
Yeah.
thing. It just feels like from an earlier time or something. Just like,
I don't know. Is the calendar thing real, or is that just something we've all accepted? Because I don't think I've ever been out in the wild and been like, oh, a firefighter calendar.
Yeah, I've never actually seen one.
yeah, and I mean, my assumption was that they did it at some point.
For ladies.
No, they did it at some point, and everyone made fun of it so much
Yeah,
that they stopped.
but it's just persistent all
what I'm-
these years.
Yeah. I guess that's true. It is one of the funniest things to imagine, which is just being like, the guys who put out fire. They're all
They're hunks.
they're shirtless on a calendar.
It's also one of those like TV show jobs where like if I'm like, so what do you do for work? Someone's like, I'm a firefighter. I'm like, really? No one actually has that job.
Caitlin did refer to TV show jobs a couple times until I realized I thought she meant working in TV, but
Oh.
Caitlin means like jobs that people have on
Only
TV.
have
that
on
are
TV,
Just,
yeah.
that are just like totally.
Like every sitcom is like, he's a lawyer and she's a firefighter and
That's a Sex and the City joke.
but it's all like accountant, chef, like it's all like very like jobs that people only
Yeah.
have on TV. And then you like get in real life and you're like, so what are you? And they're like, I'm a product marketing, blah blah blah. It's like
Right.
yeah.
We have TV jobs.
yeah,
Yes.
it's definitely one of those fake jobs where you're just kind of being like,
Beep bop.
yeah, somebody comes in and goes like, hey, make up a slogan, and you go, sure thing, boss, and then I go to my typewriter and I light 5
Yeah.
cigarettes.
Yeah.
You have one of the most TV jobs because there's an entire TV show about your job.
True.
And also like I feel like sitcoms over the years there's always an advertising agency.
Yeah,
sitcom.
for sure.
Whereas Mad Men may have killed that, honestly. Like I think the big prestige show, or maybe
Yeah.
they just don't make sitcoms anymore.
That's
Or maybe
true. I
we're in a
mean,
dying industry.
Maybe that too. It is weird how you look at the 90s and they were all working at magazines, and it's
Yeah.
such a funny thing to
Oh,
just be
yeah.
like, you'd have to explain to a kid like what a magazine is.
Yeah, no, I think it's just Mad Men. Because imagine like being like, I want to make a show about a ad agency,
Right.
and going in and pitching in. They're like, okay, but is it going to be Mad Men?
Right.
Because unless it's going to be the next Mad Men, then we can't do this. Like,
When was that show Happiness? Do you remember that one? It was like
I don't know that show actually.
yeah, they pop up here and there, but it's just, it's always just like advertising's a metaphor for being sad. And you're like, yeah, it's
Yeah, that's my
it's
lived
true.
experience.
Yeah, and it's accurate. It's very apt. Let's read another sketch. Let's cheer ourselves up with a different kind of nihilism. The sketch comedy kind. All right, cool. We got Funky Flowers. It's what it sounds like. Caitlin, you play Phil. Carly, you're Bob.
Yes.
And John, your customer. Very John role.
Another big role for John.
The weeping willow of the show.
Role of a lifetime.
Silent character.
Bystander too.
And John, you play person that doesn't fucking speak.
Blinking only.
We're doing a play later, and John's going to play a tree. It's an ad for a florist shop. We see Phil, who is some guy, standing in the middle of a bunch of shrubs, pots, and greenery.
Hey, I'm Phil, the Funky Florist. I'm the owner and lead bass guitar player at Funky Flowers LLC.
We're joined by Phil's business partner / subordinate, Bob. He's wearing a sun hat and rubber gloves.
Hey, Phil.
Hi, Bob, and to everyone who doesn't know this guy, this is Funky Bob.
That's right. I'm Funky Bob, and I also play bass guitar.
And he is my slightly less funky partner in the business because I own a majority of the equity.
But I'm funky in a spooky way.
That's right. Bob thinks that every flower contains a ghost.
Or a spirit, or a ghoul.
It's a complicated system. A taxonomy, if you will.
Just then, a customer walks in. They're checking out all the bouquets and signature grooves.
Welcome to the Funky Flower Shop. We're shooting a commercial.
Customer realizes there's a camera and freaks out.
Shit. Am I supposed to be here?
No. Oh, that's Bob.
No, come on in. We love improvising.
Mostly on the bass guitar.
Is that why the music is so loud in here?
That's actually a mix of elevated branding and our own hearing damage.
We've been standing next to some pretty funky amplifiers for over 40 years.
That sounds really unhealthy.
You know what's healthy for the soul? Dueling bass guitar solos.
I don't believe you.
Anyway, what can we help you with?
Customer is still aware of the camera crew filming them.
Aren't aren't you shooting a commercial right now?
That's all right. We'll put it on the website as long-form content.
Or on YouTube as a 10-minute music video.
Trust us, we do a lot of 10-minute music videos.
I believe you. Okay, anyway, I need a Gumby-themed bouquet.
With that, Bob the Funky Florist is stricken with grief. He tears off his hat and, lost in reveries, begins weeping. Phil is pissed.
Oh no, Gumby has passed away.
Aw, see what you did? You upset my junior partner in second bases, Bob the Funky Florist.
Rest in peace, Gumby. Now the horse has been orphaned.
Gumby hasn't passed away. It's for a child's birthday party.
But the flower is a symbol of death. When it blooms, the soul is released.
Do you understand? This is what Funky Bob believes. It's like his religion.
Flowers open as life closes.
How is this my problem? I just wanted some fucking flowers. Also, why are you still filming this?
The camera crew has continued rolling through this entire cross-counter meltdown.
This is our truth.
Yeah, our funky, highly spiritual truth.
What does any of this have to do with funk music?
Honestly, it was an idea we had when we were younger.
Yeah, you ever start a limited liability corporation in your early 20s? Everything seems like a good idea.
Customer starts to feel bad for them and then tries to cheer up our distraught, bass guitar-obsessed horticulturalists.
Hey, it's not a bad name. The music is kind of loud,
Take that
though.
again.
Hey, it's not a bad name. The music is kind of loud, though.
At least I'm not the one who killed Gumby.
Dude, Gumby isn't real. And even if he was, he didn't die. I just have a weird kid who wants this bouquet.
Bob, we gotta serve this customer. This shop hasn't made a sale in weeks.
You think you're the boss just because you're the majority owner of this company.
Phil loses his temper with Bob, and this florist shop becomes a shrub divided.
That's exactly why I think I'm the boss. You fucking nailed it.
You only got that money because your extremely non-funky dad worked at IBM, the least funky company on earth.
Hey, they made some synthesizers.
Not to repeat myself, but why are these guys still filming?
It's B-roll footage. Now, Funky Bob, start turning that stupid bush into a green guy with a weird head right now.
I don't know Gumby. Is he like Shrek?
Funky Phil blows his previously funky lid and loses it at his junior business partner.
No, he's like fucking Gumby. Google it. Holy shit, are you fucking stupid?
Can Gumby be holding a bass guitar?
The two funky florists turn to customer with deeply pathetic hope in their eyes. Customer is rich, so everything she does is totally meaningless.
Sure, fine. I'm going to go across the street for a coffee while you make it because I hate it in here.
She leaves as the florists high-five and play air bass guitar. They're codependent, but at this point so elderly that it's like, sure, man, fine. Fiend scene. Yeah, I was like, oh, what about a funky florist? And then I was like, I still don't know what this is about. I was trying to do it for the wedding episode because we're going to do an episode that's all like wedding themed. And I was like, oh, florists, they use those for weddings. And then we just never made it to anything wedding
You
related.
made it to Gumby.
Made it to Gumby. Made it to... Do you know the thing about like little kids will be like super obsessed with like the most arbitrary
Yeah,
shit?
like CBS.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like I saw a video once. It was the funniest thing. There was like maybe a 4-year-old kid who was obsessed with Michael Myers.
Yes, I've seen that one
Have
too.
you seen this? Yeah, it's so cute. It's just this adorable little kid at his like birthday party. It's like a backyard cookout, and they just hired or someone in the family dressed as Michael Myers. Fucking Halloween with the knife and everything.
And loved it?
They played the music and showed up, and the kid was like, "Oh my god!" and cried like he was meeting Santa.
That's awesome. Did anyone have any weird obsessions when they were a kid?
I guess all of
I
my
think just
things.
basic ones.
Yeah.
Well,
My Little Pony.
okay.
Pokemon for me. I was definitely obsessed with that.
Boston Red Sox, World War II.
Of course.
I did like the Ninja Turtles. That was pretty
Yeah,
normal.
that's a good one.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Beatles.
Okay.
That's like I feel like that's
You haven't changed at all.
no. I figured out all the stuff I like before I was like
Yeah.
7. I was like,
Do you know what I used to do? I used to memorize opening credits.
oh,
TV shows.
Okay.
I liked knowing like whose name was like who was playing who on like Family Matters.
But were you like executive producer like Chuck Lorre?
I usually gave up after the main cast.
Okay, all right. You were relating it to like actual people.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be so much better if you.
Especially
because
because like in the 90s it was always like, you know, where they would do like the post or they would like play to
yeah.
the camera like as they were as their name came on screen.
Yeah, it was like a fun little slideshow.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a kid I went to school with, and he was obsessed with Scooby-Doo, but it felt like it went on like a little too long.
Ooh.
Like I think we were in like 5th grade, and we were like,
That's so young still.
But I feel like we were all like, I mean, we're kind of, it was like right at that age where it's like, we have to start being cooler.
Right,
now.
right,
And also,
right.
Scooby-Doo is like, it's not like a cool cartoon. You know what I mean? Like, it's really silly and...
Scooby-Doo is a weird, I mean, just in my experience, it's like I've never met someone who's like, I love Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
it's
when did
just
the
never-
movie come out? Was that?
Oh, that's good question. I don't know.
Maybe he liked the movie.
No, it was like a thing like through elementary school.
Yeah.
He was like full on, you get everything Scooby-Doo, like, and I think it was just like kind of similar to when kids believe in Santa for too
Sure.
long.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
You gotta drop it now. Like,
Yeah,
Put away childish things. You're in 5th grade.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big anti-Santa guy. I think it's. I mean, I know it doesn't actually matter, especially for little kids, but like,
Krampus?
well, I do think it's weird that we perpetrate this one mass lie on children, and like, just to be like, oh yeah, there's like a fairy god. Like everything else is like, we live in a rational world. You have to be nice to people and stuff, but like, also there's a Dutch fairy god that just like comes around and does magic. I don't know.
Well, you get kind of shoehorned into it because it's like you can't. It's like even if you want to be like, okay, for my kid, I'm gonna just tell him that Santa's not real. But then if he goes to
He
his
has to
school,
keep
Totally.
the secret.
and
Yeah.
it's like, and you can't trust a little kid to keep a secret.
I
so
believe
now
in
you're
the-
just
yeah.
almost forced to be like, okay, you like, yeah, Santa's real.
I believe in the social obligation of it.
Sure.
I just
Yeah.
question the obligation. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know if I love
Well, and
it.
he's like not the only one. He's just like the ringleader, right? Like,
And that's the other thing. If we're gonna pull this off, I think we got to drop the Tooth Fairy
Fairy.
and the Easter Bunny, because it's like it all gets too. The Easter Bunny is a real weak spot
think
for the whole
so?
thing, because it's insane. No one knows what it's about. No one knows why it's a bunny with
Also,
eggs.
Yeah, like
it
a
falls
bunny
apart immediately.
a bunny with eggs. Like if it was like
because that's what Mr. Cadbury decided.
It's just you can watch Santa Claus is coming to town and go, oh yeah,
Sure.
that's a guy. But like,
There's
what's
the
myth?
mythology.
What's the?
I mean, if you want to know, I think it goes back to like pagan stuff,
Oh,
like
of course.
Ostera.
right, but like,
Probably-
what's the cartoon?
Yeah.
You know, like, because I'm not the one who's tricked by it.
yeah.
They did a
But I'm saying it does have a root, like the same
Right.
way that Père Noël or whatever, like.
They did
Totally.
a super scary like Tooth Fairy horror movie when I was a kid that scared the shit out of me.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
And it like she just like come and like steal your teeth from your mouth, and like
No.
you could be you're safe from her in the light, but if it went dark, then you were fucked. Like she was there.
Kids are already so afraid of the dark. Make her come out in the light.
Yeah. Well, it definitely wasn't for kids.
Yeah.
What also is not for kids is our next sketch. Let's read.
The Tooth Fairy, the Anesthesia
Jellybean
Fairy.
Bus.
This one is luring
title.
kids.
The title alone to this one. The
Yeah, but it's
Jellybean
also
Bus.
written by Zack Norton, so it's not for no. It's
Like the
no.
mystery machine.
Hey, come on, Scoob. Oh yeah, that is
Pretty
very
good.
yeah. It's very Scooby Doo coded.
Oh, I'm dressed like Shaggy. Fuck.
Oh my God, you are. Yeah, yeah.
And you have a dog here.
Oh no.
And he does kind of. Bo comes close to like, for a dog that doesn't know any words. He comes very close to making like talking sounds.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ruh-roh.
Which I think is a dachshund thing you said or something, or they're like some of the barkier dogs, right?
I mean, they bark a lot. I don't know about the like noise, like the dogs that are known for like borderline speaking are the huskies. They'll be like,
Huskies,
rah,
yeah.
rah, rah, rah,
Oh, okay.
like-
They a woo.
Because
Yeah.
Bo will absolutely do like a. And
See?
you're like, are you gonna start talking?
yeah.
Jellybean Bus. Sorry.
Anyway, back to this.
Back to the
apartment.
To
Jellybean
this
Bus.
dumb shit. Caitlin, you can play actress. Carly, your husband, and John, your agent. Like, all right, whatever.
Finally, a role for me.
Finally, yeah. Agent / yokel / guy / idiot. A distressed Molly Shannon type actress is doing the dishes, scrubbing away before getting super frowny. She throws a plate down and shuts off the faucet with a grumpy middle-aged harumph. Her supportive husband looks up from the funny pages.
What's wrong, honey?
What's wrong, honey?
Oh, wait, who am I?
Actress.
Your actress.
Oh, okay.
What's wrong, honey?
I don't really know if I believe in this movie.
Oh, don't get upset. Remember how excited you were when you booked it?
Yeah, but it just doesn't have the tone that I was expecting it to have for a movie called The Jellybean Bus.
Okay, sure. So some footage leaked, and a few people are making fun of it online. But that's just free advertising.
We cut to an actual clip of the movie. The middle-aged actress is wearing an old-school build bus driver hat. The bus is out of control, and she is rapidly popping different jelly beans into her mouth, and they appear to control the school bus? It's unclear. It's unclear if she's a villain or not. Cut back to the kitchen, where her husband is now doing the crossword puzzle.
I thought it was going to be like Magic School Bus, but instead it's like Speed if it sucked.
Speed did pretty well. Oh, hey, maybe the jelly beans are metaphors for speed.
I thought I would just be eating red, yellow, green jelly beans so there'd be some sort of traffic light logic, but they insisted that the bus is controlled by the full Jelly Belly sampler.
Hey, that's definitely a higher price merchandise item for a tie-in. Can't argue with them there.
We're already the #1 ranked movie on DoesTheDogDie.com because my character reaches for a marshmallow jelly bean, hits a pothole, and accidentally grabs a Tutti Frutti.
That doesn't seem so bad.
She then accidentally hits a dog walker with the bus.
Nobody goes to websites anymore. Don't worry about it. Also, think of how many people and dogs Ronald Reagan killed just eating jelly beans, and people still love that guy.
Just then, the house phone rings. Their home ringtone is Montel Jordan's This Is How We Do It. This is how we do it. The actress answers.
Hello?
Her agent is on the other end. He's speeding down a California highway in a dune buggy for reasons unexplained.
Good morning. Is this Susan Pontoon, star of the Jellybean Bus?
Come on, Jerry. Stop goofing around.
I'm serious. Siri keeps fucking up the auto dial when I'm driving.
Okay, why are you calling me?
There was a big rewrite. The studio heads are pissed. They're doing reshoots. You're going to be in Vancouver on Sunday.
That's great. Is the script any better?
It's a lot different. They added a lollipop stick shift.
Okay, that could be good.
I told them audiences would get mad at a woman driving a stick shift.
Hey, fuck you, Jerry.
They're going to say it's unrealistic. Haven't you been to websites?
Actress slams down the phone and turns back to her husband, who gave up on the crossword and went back to reread Zippy, which he never gets.
We're doing reshoots. Apparently they're adding a lollipop stick shift.
You can't drive stick.
I know that you're having an affair.
The Jellybean Bus coming to the bottom of your Netflix queue. Who knows when? Fiend.
That's not taking the
scene.
direction I thought.
What did you think it was going to be?
I don't know, just me being angry and then seeing affair, and I was like, oh, this is I gotta read this differently.
This is the end.
I like to just start a much more interesting sketch.
Yeah.
Right on the way out the door. The full Jelly Belly sampler.
It's a high price point.
This is very commensurate with my whole personality, but I don't even have opinions about individual jelly bean flavors because
Sure.
I'm just like a handful.
Oh, Jesus.
Throw it in, let them all fight it out. Like, let them all.
I mean, I think stuff like that also, like, for the most part, tastes the same unless it's like a fancy variety pack of like where you get like the crazy flavors,
Right.
Like almost the Harry Potter,
Like
one or whatever.
popcorn or
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
That is shocking when you suddenly just hit with all that butter taste. It's the most like Willy Wonka, I think, type
True.
thing where you're like, wow, they actually like
Schnozberries.
they captured something and like put it in this thing. And I don't most Harry Potter stuff I'm not into as much, but I like that they put the disgusting ones in there. That's
Yeah.
Absolutely.
that's commitment to that's insane that they did that.
They had a gasoline flavored one,
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
What else?
The brand that does
Bogey.
the best,
Bogey.
like, has the best variety in flavors where they actually taste different and taste like the thing they are is the Japan Kit Kats.
Oh, Japanese Kit Kats or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
to write home about?
Yeah, like if you get like a strawberry like cheesecake, like it actually tastes like that. It's crazy. They're super good.
Food in other countries is so
better,
different.
yeah.
Better,
So-
it seems. Yeah.
So unchemical.
Yeah. It's
right. Yeah.
it's a crazy thing when you just see what McDonald's is in other countries and you're like, oh, they can make real food.
Yeah.
They just choose
Choose.
to not. Like, what a great country. Let's read the last sketch. It's a good place here in Hollywood, Massachusetts.
I'm
oh
already
boy.
nervous.
This is exciting. This is all about the bosses, baby. People playing multiple characters,
It's about the bosses, baby. not the boss baby.
Not the boss
though.
baby.
which is a great film. The first Boss Baby is very good. The first half of it has a lot of great visual sequences.
How could baby get that
The
job?
first
My
the
question.
first half of the first movie is
I
good.
want to see that baby's resume.
Because the second half, they're like, they introduce plot, and it's like, no. I just want bizarre, hallucinatory, whatever. Carly, you're a boss / Eustace.
Eustace.
Caitlin, you play John.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
Switching it
that's
up.
messed
Caitlin's
up.
going to play John.
I did not.
Everybody.
I did not expect that.
And John's going to play Gary/Reginald. We're in a skyscraper. God damn it. We're in a skyscraper courtroom, also known as a conference room at a big fancy firm. Boss, a huge porking nightmare of a guy, is chewing out his underling, Gary.
This work is sloppy, late, and totally unacceptable. You absolutely need to tighten this shit up, or we need to rethink your position here.
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't know.
And you didn't fucking ask either, did you? What do we always say?
I'm supposed to raise my hand and ask for help.
So where was the fucking help on this? Why are you flying solo here?
Boss is also eating a braised pork cutlet at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I didn't know it was wrong, okay, and I didn't know that things are, fucked up. How am I supposed to raise the alarm?
That's it. I'm up to here with your bullshit. I'm going upstairs to talk to my boss, who's your Grandboss, in case you didn't know.
I know who my Grandboss is.
Don't get fucking cute with me. Stay here and don't touch my pork chop.
I have my own pork chop back at my desk.
Boss storms out of his office through the stairwell door and up a flight of stairs onto the next floor and into a much bigger office of John, a silver-haired fox who runs 10Ks.
Dad, this guy who works for me is being an asshole.
Now, son, you know you can't just charge up here every time something goes wrong on your Ford.
I can and I will. The doctor says it gives me good exercise.
You can't keep blaming all your behavior on the doctor.
He said I could.
Shit, all right. Who's the lowlife? Is he stealing, embezzling, betraying his sweet wife and precious baby?
No, he just made like a PowerPoint I didn't like.
Holy fucking shit. Why didn't you tell me sooner? This is serious. I'm going to light a cigarette and go see the executive director.
The great Grandboss in the premium lounge.
That's right. And I'm taking the private elevator. Stay here and finish my pork chop.
The Grandboss, puffing on an unfiltered cig, marches out of his office while his hog son devours the half-eaten pork chop. Cut to the penthouse office, where the desk has a desk. John steps out of his golden elevator and approaches Eustace, who's one of those extremely old guys with a perfect mustache and wet eyes.
Dad, you won't believe what my kid just told me.
Tell me, boy. Are they still for Roosevelt out there?
Dad, what the fuck? I keep telling you, stop having dementia.
You're right. What's wrong this time? I'm just so tired.
Shut up, Dad. There's a guy down there on one of the lower floors who we need to fire and humiliate.
Is he with Taft?
With who? What the fuck are you talking about?
Taft, my boy. If I'm asking this ne'er-do-well, whoever he may be, I'm asking if he's with Taft for president.
Is that good or bad to you? Is that something that you can even articulate to me?
It's wonderful. Being for Taft is the best thing.
Okay, this guy hates Taft. You should have heard what he was saying.
We have to tell the CEO immediately. He'll want this man killed.
Eustace staggers to the bookcase where he pulls a first edition copy of The Fountainhead, which is signed by Alan Greenspan, from the shelf. This activates a secret lair thing where we find Reginald, a 140-year-old man / corpse, wheezing and fluttering his eyes propped up on his bed.
Dad, there's a man on the factory floor. He speaks ill of Taft. Should we crack his skull or wring his neck?
Water, please. Water.
Wow, my Grandboss is looking pretty fucked up these days.
He's 140 years old. What do you expect?
But water, I beg of you.
Oh, Father, you know we can't give you the stuff. The doctors said this dryness is the only thing keeping you alive.
That is true. They said you'd collapse under the stress of any H2O.
Dad, you need to shut up about water and give us permission to euthanize this rogue bricklayer. He could single-handedly kill the tariff.
Dad, that's not what anyone said at any point.
Can I have morphine?
Oh, absolutely.
Of course. It has more in the name, you old idiot.
John cheerfully hits the morphine light switch a bunch of times, which sends Reginald to the fucking moon if the moon was made of opium.
So, what do we do?
We'll have to go see your great-grandboss in hell. Tell Dorothy to clear my calendar.
Do it yourself. I got a pork chop to finish. None of this really actually matters to me anyway.
Fiend scene. A heartfelt meditation on power in America and also elder abuse.
But also, pork chop at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
felt kind of personal.
Yeah, that is. Caitlin has, which you're probably correct because I understand that it's like all made up. But Caitlin will just eat like stuff at like for breakfast. That's
Sure.
And I'm always like, that's against the rules of time and food.
Yeah. Like especially like leftovers. Like I'll just have leftovers for breakfast. Like so I'll eat a meatloaf at like 9 a.m.
It's the fact that it's the fact that it's
John
9.
and Carly say nothing.
It's the fact that it's 9 and not even 10. I'm just like, I'm like, I'm still tired. Like you're just eating a meatloaf.
Meatloafos, you just throw some milk in there you go.
I probably have a glass of milk with it too.
Have a nice meatloaf omelet. That was the big Hollywood table read.
Yay.
Carly, thank you so much for doing the show.
Thank you.
So fun. I know you have a ton of stuff you want to plug and things you want people to follow.
But I got to talk to my great grandboss.
Yeah,
before
you'll
I
check
share
in with your
any
great
of it.
grandboss. We'll drop all those links in the show description. But yeah, thank you for doing the show so much. It was so much fun.
I had fun.
Did you? What were? Who's your favorite character? Who did you have the most fun
That
being?
I played?
Yeah. Or
Definitely Eustace.
Eustace?
Yeah. That was. I didn't know where I was going with any of them.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to talk with a pork chop in my mouth. So once I got past that guy, I felt good.
No, that was good. That was fantastic performance. An Oscar-worthy performance. Well, this was the Big Hollywood Table Read. Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell your friends, tell your enemies. John and Caitlin, we did a good job. Bye.
He won't be coming back. He drove too drunk and now he's sunk. He got a DUI. He killed a cop. He didn't stop. And now he's gonna fry.
Knife fragments embedded in the back of his skull. Additionally, the big man was shot, hanged, electrocuted,